Hello everyone, I Dipali Kanoji. I welcome you again for the OCM's lecture. Hope you all are doing good and staying healthy. In today's lecture, we are going to learn about cooperative banks. Just I'm giving you one flashback before that. As you can see here, we have started with chapter number 4, and in that, that is business services. In that, we saw banking service, insurance service, warehousing service, then transport service, and communication services. Okay, out of these 5 services, now as per the revised syllabus, 2 services, that is transport and communication, these 2 services is being reduced in your syllabus. Okay, so we are not going to learn these 2 services for this year. We are only going to learn about banking and banking, insurance, and warehousing services. Okay, about banking service, as I told you. So in banking service, we know that there are different kinds of banks. Okay, different kinds of we saw 9 types of banks are there. Out of 9, we are done with central bank, then commercial banks. Okay, and now today we are going to learn about cooperative banks. Okay, central bank is RBI. You know about it. It is the apex bank. All the policies, all the rules and regulations for other banks are framed by central bank. Okay. And about commercial bank, it is normal bank like SBI, then Axis Bank, HDFC Bank, which directly deals with people. Okay, which directly accepts deposit and grants loan to general public. Okay, in that we also saw 3 types of commercial banks, that are public, private, and foreign banks. Okay, and today we are going to learn about cooperative banks. As you have learned in your 11th in chapter number 1, that there are different kinds of cooperative societies and how cooperative societies help general public. It is a voluntary association which help people from weaker section. Okay, it gives loan in less interest rate. Then it provide good interest rate on deposits also. Journal people or people from weaker section can deposit their money in cooperative bank, and they can gain interest from there. Okay, and we have also learned about cooperative societies, how cooperative societies are helping nowadays to people. Okay, we saw that it is a voluntary association. The membership in cooperative societies are open, means it does not depend upon any caste, creed, or religion. Every religion or from any caste, people are welcomed in cooperative societies. Cooperative societies also helps in providing agricultural inputs, like they provide tractors or machineries or fertilizers, pesticides to farmers. There are different types of cooperative societies are there, like processing cooperative societies, then marketing CS. Cooperative CS means cooperative societies. Then farming CS helps farmers as they provide them fertilizers, pesticides. They also contain workshops. Then processing cooperative societies, it helps farmers or people to process their product. Like if farmers are cultivating cotton, okay, cotton has been cultivated, so how cotton will be processed in cloth, that is done by processing cooperative societies, like marketing cooperative society. So these cooperative society helps people to market their product. It helps them in marketing, like many other like credit cooperative societies which help in money. So here today we are going to learn about cooperative banks. It is also one of the type of banking. As you can see here, we are out of 9 types of bank, we are done with 2 banks, that are central bank and commercial bank. And today we are going to learn about cooperative banks. Okay. You can see the PPT now. I'm sharing it now. As you can see it here, as I told you, we have started with chapter number 4, and banking, insurance, and warehousing only we are going to learn uh, this year. Transport and communication is been eliminated for this year's syllabus. Okay. So next is third type of bank is cooperative bank. It is given here in India. Cooperative bank are registered under Indian Cooperative Societies Act and regulated under Banking Regulation Act. Cooperative banks are popular in semi and urban areas. Like semi areas means which are not fully developed, like Pune or Mumbai, and rural areas means village area. Okay. The main objective of such bank is to credit to economically backward people. As I told you, it helps weaker people of society. It also develops saving habit from of weaker section. Like if they are earning 100 rupees a day, so cooperative bank helps them to have a habit of, if they are earning 100 rupees a day, to save at least 30 rupees. So what will they do? Out of those 100 rupees, they will save 30 rupees in cooperative bank, and they will do all the other expenses out of those 70 rupees. Means because of cooperative banks, people are having saving habits. Okay. Next is, these banks encourage saving habit among villagers and give loan at low rate of interest. Like if farmers or any other people, very important for being for taking loan from cooperative bank, you need to have member of those banks or those societies. Society, sorry, society helps only its members, not to other people. And plus, membership is given to people from that locality only. Okay. And people should be from different families. If people are from same family, all the benefits will be given to one family only. We want to have development of every family, but if the members are from same family, the all the benefits will be given to that one family only. So people should be from 10 different families, minimum 10 members should be there, and out of those 10 members, everyone should be from different families. So what is given here? These banks encourage saving habit among the villagers and give loans at low rate of interest. Saving habits are there because of cooperative bank, and also it gives loan to villagers or farmers at low rate of interest. Okay. Next is, cooperative society have also greatly helped in introduction of better agricultural methods. Means cooperative society also provides equipments at lower rate, like tractors and many other things which are used in farming, or equipments, or fertilizers, pesticides. Cooperative credit is available for purchasing improved seeds. Means CS also provides improved, like good quality seeds, chemical fertilizers, model implements, etc. All this is provided by cooperative societies. Cooperative bank offer high rate of interest on deposit. See here, earlier it was given, it charge low rate of interest on loan, and now it is given, it charge it gives high interest on deposit. Means if you are depositing money here, money there, you are getting high returns on that. And if you are taking loan or taking money from bank, you need to give low interest. So it was very beneficial for the people from weaker section. It provides cheap credit to masses in rural areas. Cheap credit means, as I told you, loan at lower rate of interest. Okay, masses here means people, all the people, all the crowd, all the local peoples there. Okay. They provide a much needed alternative to age old exploitive practice of people approaching the village money lender, most often getting into debt trap that they struggle to pull themselves out of. Means earlier there were money lenders who like if I'm taking 100 rupees from one lender, I am in need of 100 rupees and I'm taking it from one money lender. Okay, so he will charge me, suppose, 15% of interest on that. Okay, so I need to give him 115 rupees. If I won't be able to give that, he will charge more on it. Then the compound or the principal amounts get on increasing. So at the end, I took 100 rupees, but after some time, I need to give him, like we can say, 500 rupees, 600 rupees. So this is called debt trap. So because of money lenders, people were getting into debt traps. So here, who helped them? That is cooperative banks. They were giving interest, high interest on deposits and giving low interest on and taking low interest on loans. Okay, this was very beneficial for the villagers who were not able to give more interest on loans. By taking loan on low interest rate, they were doing or they were investing, like they were doing farming, they were opening some shop or doing some other work and developing themselves. Okay. Advantages of cooperative societies are easy to form. Like it is easy to form. It comes under state government. Okay, it is easy to form means not much documentation is required for uh, cooperative societies like registration, etc. Registration is there. You need certain documents, but as compared to other like private sectors, okay, formation of cooperative society is much easier. What is given next? No restriction on membership. No restriction means, as I told you, there is no obligation or any problem of religion that only XYZ person of XYZ religion can be the member of CS. No, it is not like that. Membership does not depend on gender, male, female, or religion, or caste, or creed, or color. Membership is open for all. It is voluntary, means no one is forced to be the member of CS. Okay. What is given next? Limited liability. Limited liability here means how much you have invested. You are liable to pay at the time of losses. That amount only. If suppose I invested in capital at the time of formation, I invested 5,000 rupees as a capital. So my investment is 5,000 rupees. But if the society is suffering losses, if society is going under losses, so because as a third point is given here, limited liability. Because I'm having limited liability, so I am liable to pay or I am liable to bear a loss only of 5,000. That is my limit. That is my limited liability. Okay. If there is unlimited liability of members or CS, okay, so I am investing 5,000 rupees. But if loss is of suppose 1 lakh, okay, and we are only 10 members. So I'm investing 5,000, but because I'm having unlimited liability, I am liable to pay 10,000 because that 1 lakh is divided into 10, divided into 10%. Okay, so here limited liability means only to the extent of capital invested by that member, that person. He is liable to pay that amount only, not beyond that. Okay, so next one is service motive. Of course, cooperative societies are established to give services to people, not for profit. Yes, it wants to earn profit, but the profit motive is secondary. If it will not earn profit, what will happen? It will not uh, go in long run. So its main motive is to give services to people, but earning profit is also a motive, but it is a secondary motive. Its main primary motive is providing services. Okay, next one is democratic management. Democratic management, everyone is have a right to speak. The policy in cooperative society is one member, one vote, not one share, one vote. Every member will vote only once, whether he is having 10,000 shares or 100 shares, he will vote only once. Next is income tax exemption. Means cooperative society comes under state government, so the tax which it is liable to pay is very less. It is not, or we cannot compare the tax income tax of private company and cooperative societies. There are difference, very much difference in them. Okay. So next one is disadvantage of cooperative societies. So first one is limited resources. Means as cooperative society, it does not have so much of public confidence. Like people will invest in other banks, like commercial banks. I told you, commercial banks, public or private, HDFC, Axis Bank, SBI Bank, then Punjab National Bank. People will prefer that banks, okay, rather than cooperative banks. This is the main disadvantage of, like, if people are not investing here, so it will not be having much capital. Okay, next one is incapable management. Incapable management means people are not professional in cooperative banks. Not professional people are hired. People work part time as a part time job here, or inefficient workers are there in cooperative banks, cooperative societies. So whatever the output is there, it is not up to the mark. So because of all this, there is incapable management. Okay. Next one is lack of motivation. As there is no promotion, there is no incentives, there is no perks, there is no commission, there is no bonus. People don't feel motivated here. Okay, people for motivation, people need like bonus, promotion. But if they are not getting it, they know how like whatever I may work or whatever performance I may give, there will be no reward. So people or the workers or employees don't feel motivated here. Okay. Next one is lack of secrecy. Lack of secrecy here means societies or banks, cooperative banks. Let me clear it first. In cooperative societies comes cooperative banks. Okay, so lack of secrecy here means society needs to disclose all the things with the members, that what is going on, from where we are purchasing raw material, what is our profit, what is our dividend rate, everything that is discussed with members, and members can disclose it to other people, outer people, from who are not members of CS. So there is lack of secrecy here. Okay. Then undue government intervention means as it comes under state government, there is a lot of interference of government is there, or local politicians interference is there. Okay, so these were the disadvantage of cooperative societies. Okay, so today we learned about a third type of bank, that is cooperative banks. Okay, so till now we are done with central bank, commercial banks, and cooperative banks. It is not cooperative banks, it is not completed yet. In our next lecture we are going to see the types of cooperative banks. Okay, so students, stay home and study.